Good evening, everybody, and I'm calling our council meeting to order. Please stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Aaron, would you please take the roll?
Councilmember Hamel. Here. Councilmember Gray.
Here.
Councilmember Dittrich.
Here.
Councilmember Pointer. Here. Councilmember Schuler.
Here.
Okay, everybody's here. Let's see, are there any changes to the agenda for tonight, or does anybody have anything you want changed up?
I have no changes.
Council?
I move for approval of the agenda.
Okay, are you a second?
I'll second.
Aye. Marion?
Yes.
Diane?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
And Joe?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Now it is time for public input. Okay, so if I can find this now. Agenda approval, okay. Please come to the podium and state your name and address to the record before proceeding with any comments. Individual remarks are limited to 5 minutes, with the overall public input period limited to 30 minutes. Under Iowa Open Meetings Law, the City Council can take no formal action on comments given during public input period which do not relate to action items on the agenda. Is there anybody who'd like to speak to the council tonight? Welcome, Janelle. All right, hearing none, I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing or the public comment portion, and we will move on to the consent agenda. Our first item tonight is approval of the minutes of the January 26th regular city council meeting and the minutes of the February 2nd budget and work session. We'll be approving resolution 13, approving the payment of the bills. Next, item 3 is acknowledging the receipt of city reports from the Kramer Family Aquatic Center, the building department annual report for 2025, and the January 26 wastewater report. We'll have an approval of the liquor licenses. There's a new application for Cork and Bottle. It's under new management. Also, we have approval of their cigarette permit application for Cork and Bottle as well. It's resolution 14, approving lease agreement with Todd Brooks and Frank McEnany for the park, or do they have camping things down at the end of Vine
It's at the end
Street?
of Vine Street where the old carousel used to be.
Yeah. Next, approving the payment of claims totaling $8,211.75 to Per Graham for engineering services. It's the approval of resolution 15. It's approving property tax abatement applications submitted by property owners in recognition of the urban revitalization areas and authorizing the transmittal of the approved application to the Delaware County Assessor. And then also resolution 16, it's a street lighting resolution. That's for the dog park and the wastewater treatment plant area. I will take a motion in a second and open up for any questions.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Okay. Any questions or comments?
I'm just gonna say, I would encourage anyone out in the community who has not seen the, two reports, I'll call them, that were put out, one for the aquatic center and one for the buildings. I think it's important that they read those, that they see what's happening in town, that they see what's happening at the aquatic center and how well it's being managed. And I just would like people to take the time to look at those.
Yeah, I agree, Marianne. That's a good point. I read those and good information.
Very good information. So thanks to the guys who did them. And really, I encourage people to read them.
Okay. With that, I'm going to call for the action. Diane?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Brian?
Yeah.
And Marianne?
Yes.
Okay. Next, I believe we have a public hearing. Sit down here, all this. I'm switching between two different reports, so I apologize. All right. I'm going to open, it's 5:04, and I'm going to open the public hearing on the proposed plan specifications, form of contract, and estimate of cost for the proposed 2026 Anderson Street project improvements. And do you want to speak to any of this, Aaron, before we open it up to public?
We've received no written comments and no one has stopped in to ask questions. The bid was let, Sam, if you want, the bid letting was on.
Thursday, June 29th. There's 7 bidders.
Mhm.
So, yeah, total of 7 bidders. Lowest one came in 20% under our estimates, so that's always good to see. I mean, there's a wide range, but I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of, the lower ones were fairly close together, but there's a couple ones that, are a little higher. But, no, went good. Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna do it now or later, but so Eastern Iowa was the low bid for both alternates, for both asphalt and concrete. So our estimate was we're recommending the concrete option just because the difference between the concrete and the asphalt was about $68,900. So if city goes asphalt, likely mill overlay have to get done in, 20, 25 years, kind of we talked last Monday. So it's just gonna cost more than that to do that mill overlay. So the concrete should last better, longer as far as life cycle of that pavement. Our estimate for the concrete option was $1,440,000. And the low bid for the concrete option for Eastern Iowa came in at $1,140,000. So difference of about $300,000 under what we had estimated.
Awesome.
So.
This is open to the public now, so if anybody from the public has any questions, now's the time or comments, this is the time. Hearing none, I'm going to go ahead and close the public meeting at 5:07. And before us, we have we need a motion to approve the resolution, yeah, that one, resolution 17. Approving and confirming the plan specifications and form of contract and estimate for the cost of the 2026 street improvement project.
This will be for just approving that part. It hasn't decided as to whether we're doing the asphalt or the concrete, correct?
Well, that'll be in the next.
Next one.
Yes, then I am. Yes,
So
what is that, resolution 17?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So here's a second.
I'll second it.
Okay. Any further questions? Bill?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Mary Ann?
Yes.
Diane?
Yes.
And Brian?
Yes.
All right, and then next, review of the bids for the 26 Anderson Street Improvement Project.
So this is where, the 2 alternates. Next day we talked to staff. Again, it's kind of coming down to, yes, the asphalt's cheaper, but we just feel that the concrete's gonna hold up a little better just over the lifespan of that pavement. So that's why we're recommending the concrete. If there was a difference of say $150,000 or $200,000, then we'd probably recommend the asphalt just because of the difference in price.
Mhm.
So I'd say asphalt is lower by just under $70,000, but it's just our feeling that, asphalt.
How much longer, Sam? Like 20 years for asphalt, what are we at?
Hopefully put in a concrete street and hopefully it lasts 50 to 60 years. I
50,
think,
60?
can't remember Anderson Street. That was paved in the 60s and that's concrete and that's sitting on like pretty much a sand. I mean, there's not much of a base. So we're, there'll be a good rock base under it. I guess I should probably stand up here.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Be a good rock base under it. We're now, it's probably just sitting on dirt, sand, whatever's there. It's 6 inches thick, so it'll go back pretty much the same thickness, but with adding subgrade and getting a good base under there, it should last.
So better base will allow it not to have that.
Yeah,
dippy
work
degree.
out.
Yeah, should help that, because that's the biggest thing is you get moisture under there and then it starts to heave because the moisture can't get away and
Right.
over time that just kind of creates that
Mhm.
effect of up and down with the pavement. Same thing, I mean, with asphalt, obviously, one thing, see, the difference with asphalt is you can mill off some and mill off 2 or 3, 4 inches and put that mat back on.
My thinking on the asphalt, I know it's a savings of roughly $70,000, but I believe Ben wants some computers. We should have checked with Maggie, and I'm sorry, I did not have a chance to find out about this, whether or not those computers could be used under the same
under the debt service, under the borrowing we're doing?
Yeah, because they're considered like an essential.
Yeah, no, but we have some other alternatives for funding on those computers. So,
Yeah, I didn't know if that would work that way, but
no, because we had to specify, and I think in the listing for the debt that we put out, it was for streets, related utility work, street signage.
Because did
Basically everything related to
Wait,
street.
and didn't we say something about that? If there's anything left over, we could apply it maybe towards the Marion Street Bridge.
Bridge
Yeah.
or downtown.
you know, and my street up on my end of town's been in 30 years. I mean, granted, they did put in a good base when they did it. But I also don't I get traffic, we get semis, we get dump trucks, a lot of dump trucks, combines, big tractors. Where Anderson Street, it gets traffic, but do we see that many semis going down it like East Main Street does?
Is Hutchinson's close there? Is Hutchinson's, they
They go out on style.
go out in Styles, okay.
I think,
Well,
yeah,
I'm not trying to be cheap, but
Yep.
I'm looking at it from a realistic avenue. If it was East Main Street, you know?
yeah, that's what we want, 8 inches on East Main, that's 8 inches thick. And that, yeah, you're seeing a lot more truck traffic, combines, tractors, what have you, Anderson Street. For the most part, I believe the heaviest thing you're probably gonna see on there is a garbage truck, normally on a day-to-day basis. I don't know if the bus routes go up through there.
I'm not sure.
Otherwise, I think that's pretty good thoroughfare for people going to school, but again, that's primarily
It
a
is a major,
residential.
so my question would be, what do you do on, like, the secondary streets, like Anderson is, it's not one of our main, what other street projects, have they been concrete or a
Cameron
combination?
Avenue, New Street.
South Plain Street's asphalt.
Prospect Street is
Concrete.
6 inch thick concrete.
I thought that one, yeah, and that's a big thoroughfare right there.
Like I say, we've also, we're so before inches of asphalt, we've done residential streets in 3 inches too.
Okay,
It's when you don't have as much of the truck traffic, so it's. Like I said, we are going with, it's 4 inches of asphalt along Anderson, not 3, is what we had
Mhm.
kind of call out in the plans to give a little bit more.
And I understand it's all new construction through there, but man, I just hate seeing concrete put in. 4 months later, we're cutting it up to fix a water leak that broke that we didn't know it was gonna break because of failure of a pipe or a line, and sure seems when we cut into asphalt, it repairs a lot easier. As far as that goes.
And I think it probably depends on depending on who's doing it or what. I think say North Franklin's probably not the greatest example with that pothole with that water service, but that was a little bit, I think, different with working with the DOT and.
And there's no base underneath that.
Mhm.
We shouldn't say there's no base, but there's base. So, yeah. I'm torn. Yeah, I'm looking at the savings as far as something we could use for the bridge down the road, but. If that road to me was being heavily used by semis and buses and tractors and wagons pulling corn and whatever, Yeah, it's still gonna be once it's done, it's gonna be a raceway.
Well, it kind of is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Living right there, there's probably as much traffic on that road with the school
yeah,
and,
I agree.
there's probably as much traffic on that as there is on Stiles. Obviously you get more truck traffic up Stiles, but, there is a ton of traffic on that, Anderson Street. And for, what is that, breaks down like 30, for an extra 30 years, about $2,500 or less a year to actually do that in concrete.
Mhm.
It's up to grand more and for an extra 30 years of life.
And like I say, when you have to mill and overlay, it'll be more than that 70,000. Basically, I don't have it right in front of me, but you can almost probably take that asphalt price and. I wouldn't say cut it in half if you do a 2 inch mill and overlay, because you will have structure adjustments and milling and stuff, so maybe you could take 60% of that. Yeah, and like I said, I don't know what that is off the top of my head, I don't have that in front of me. But. yeah,
And
like I say, if you look-
we're gonna mill and overlay, chances are once, maybe twice before.
Probably for sure once in the lifespan of that concrete,
Of that
maybe
concrete.
twice, just depending on, yep.
So you're gonna spend it one way or the other.
Well, it's based off of what inflation's been doing, it's not gonna go back the other direction like they wanted to. I mean, it's gonna be substantially more expensive to mill and overlay.
Yeah, and who, like I say, to Bill's point, you know, maybe that asphalt street lasts 40 years, maybe it lasts a long time too. You know, it's,
Yeah, I'm shocked on how well mine looks. I mean, we get all kinds of big stuff driving down it. And now that the lumber yard's up on that way, that semi still loops around every once in a while because they're trying to make that back over to the dock on the other street. So like you said, I'm kind of torn, but I'm also looking at the cheaper side of it. But if that was a super heavy street, it'd be all for concrete, but I don't know if it needs to be. Especially if we can save a little bit towards the bridge.
I understand your point, and it's a good point, but my concern would be if we're gonna have to, if it's the asphalt and you're gonna have to redo that, and then I think we're money ahead to do with concrete. That's my personal view. I mean,
I'm torn. but-
I know, because you bring up a very good point, and yeah, and that's if nothing would fail and that kind, you know.
Yeah, nothing fails in that concrete.
Then it's all great, yeah.
Right, and the other thing is too, is we're projecting, you know, it's projected how long that concrete's gonna last. Now, I live on South Wayne Street, we got the pumpkin patch, we have some semis, but not all the time. Usually the heaviest thing we see is a garbage truck or somebody took a wrong turn, but it still looks great. And that was done back, I don't know, I think I was in school yet.
It's concrete?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's, how long is that gonna last with the traffic we get? Maybe it lasts 70 years, you know, with the concrete. At that point, how many times have we mill and overlay it? I mean, we just don't know.
Look at
It's-
South Brewer gets everything.
Oh, and that is,
and it's a
that
great
is a
that
definite
is
drag
great
strip.
track. That's a good street to,
Yeah.
That's an awesome drag strip.
Yeah.
yeah.
Not that I've ever done it, but.
Just about everybody has, I think, so, anyway, but yeah, and it's holding up well, I mean, and it gets everything.
well, brewery, and I don't know offhand if that one at 6 or something thicker, I don't know. Cause that probably does get to.
2000, they did that?
Brewer?
Was it in the 90s?
No, it's been since I've been here, and
Yeah.
I came in 2001.
Yeah, I was thinking it was like 2002 or 2003.
It was one of the early ones.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thinking it was.
The historian has left the building, so we can look
Yes.
at it, you know.
But you said Anderson Street's like 60 years old already? I
It
mean,
went in the
and,
60s.
I'm just saying that you're, it sounds like the base, all of that is being done properly. So you would expect the life expectancy to be longer, so I'm, you know, I have no idea how long it's been in, but yeah,
And modern technology should make it last longer,
yeah.
should.
He doesn't know what to tell.
Not like say, one thing I will say, and I don't wanna sound like I'm arguing with you, Bill, but
No.
I do think concrete with Eastern Iowa, you know, obviously they're doing concrete, they should be able to come in and do most of it all themselves, so that might, I guarantee it might help schedule, just because they don't have to worry about trying to get another sub in there to do the concrete or the asphalt paving portion of it. Now, they will have to do asphalt tie-ins on the side streets, and I think there's one asphalt driveway.
Right.
That might help expedite the schedule a little bit. On the other hand, you pave with asphalt, people can get on it in, you know, 2-3 days, where concrete, maybe you can get on it in 3 days, to do a curve and see how it breaks in a
But you
couple
could
of
argue
days.
too that if you have to do asphalt again somewhere down the road, there's another inconvenience for those property owners, so.
Yeah, but even mill and overlaying don't take that long. I mean, I agree. It's, I'm not against you saying, I'm just trying to say it's
Yeah, I
kind
know.
of weird. You look at this thing from two different angles and.
Yeah,
Well, especially
And-
since we've been looking at that one area, what is it, on the corner of Butler and there, isn't that where we've had to dig up a couple of times?
So.
Yeah, and
Water.
with the water, like you talked about, having to dig up a pretty new cement. I see where, I know, it
I just
just,
hate
I
digging
know,
up these
I know,
I don't think any of us like doing it though. I really don't. Not any of the citizens, not any of the council members wanna do that.
As far as.
Neither do the people
you
doing
know,
Right.
Fix and repairs, hopefully,
Yeah,
that's
still,
gonna
yeah,
be minimized.
new sewer, new water,
New
water and
water.
sewer services will get stubbed out, looking at going to the back of the sidewalk, so if they ever wanna tie on, if they're just ripping up a sidewalk panel, not get into the street.
Right.
The only thing that won't be replaced we're looking to leave as is, I think it's in good shape, is that big, those two twin 42-inch culverts.
So.
Right.
So we're gonna, well, those will be added onto and extended into the park a little ways.
Oh, okay.
But looking to basically have them bore water main and sanitary sewer, use some sort of trenchless means to get under those so they don't have to be disturbed. So those will be the only utility that
Okay.
will not be replaced is
Right,
those twin.
the rest of the
42s, but
utilities will
We
be,
think they're
will be
good.
new.
Yep,
You're right.
yep,
So that gives me a little bit more confidence not having to rip up.
Mhm.
yep. We say that's not to say that it can't happen, but
Yeah, right,
hopefully,
right, Exactly.
If
perfect
only you
world,
had a
it
crystal ball.
should last.
Yeah, it would be great if you did, that way you could tell us how long would you. The ball says do this, that'd be great.
I understand Bill's concerns.
And that's all it is
And,
Mhm.
and, you know, we all have the same concerns in terms of money, that type of thing. I personally would like to see us use the concrete because I have every faith that this is gonna be done and done correctly. And by doing it correctly, we do it once instead of having to do it once every 15 years or so. I get really tired of having to go back over things we've already done because some mistake was made or, you know, something like that. Something has to be dug up or whatever. It's not necessarily anybody's fault, but something happens and you have to redo it. I have every faith this is gonna be done. It's gonna be done correctly. We're gonna do it once and we're gonna be able to walk away from this. And that's what I want to see. I want to see us do it with the concrete and then walk away and say, Anderson Street is done.
And I don't know if this matters, but whatever decision is made, you know, this one, obviously phase two will just, that'll be the same material, so choose to go with concrete, we'll go with concrete on phase two, and asphalt, it's asphalt, continues with asphalt on phase two.
Sure,
So. and then-
another consideration.
So I would make a motion here that we use the concrete.
I would second that motion.
Is there any further discussion?
You had to make it hard, didn't you, Bill?
No.
No, you didn't. And I think it was
No,
a
it
good
was good.
idea.
I wasn't trying to make it hard.
No, I'm just looking at some stuff here, it just really start making you think a lot more about it, I mean, not that I didn't do a fair share of thinking about it, but gosh.
I agree. I think the longevity is the thing to look at.
You're right,
But
Money.
I've seen some asphalt when it's done
with
right.
that bridge. it's got
Last a
that-
while too.
Yeah,
Yeah, so.
okay. Thank you, Sam.
Thank
All
you.
right,
Thanks, Sam.
one last opportunity for comments. Hearing none, Mary Ann,
Yes.
Diane,
Yeah,
Brian,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
and Joe.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks,
Next,
Bill.
thanks, Bill.
I didn't want anybody mad. I'm just trying to.
No,
it's like-
you- they were all very good questions.
Yeah, Sam's done a great
comments.
job.
Very
you know
good.
what?
Yeah.
discussion.
Yeah, you
good
just,
discussion.
you put one more thought in your head.
I
just
know.
late into the game, you know.
All right, next, item, consider the approval of resolution 18, awarding the contract for the 2026 Anderson Street improvement. Oh, we did it to them?
Yeah,
Yeah. I did, I mean, I kind of did it. I said, do it with the concrete. so-
that's what I assumed you meant,
I thought-
awarding the contract with the.
Oh, I thought we were,
These two,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is that okay?
I don't have, a yeah.
Oh, we didn't need a motion to review the bids, that's why, right?
Right,
Okay.
right.
I skipped ahead, my bad.
So it-
I didn't know.
Eastern Iowa Excavating and Concrete is getting the
Yeah,
Yes,
bid for concrete.
correct.
Is that what you meant in your motion, Mary Ann?
Sure.
Yes, she did.
yes,
Yes.
Diane, is that what you meant? in your
yeah,
motion? Okay.
yes.
For clarification.
It doesn't change my vote.
Okay.
I thought we were voting on sticking to concrete, not
Concrete, and
asphalt,
then.
which low bid is substantially lower, so.
And it was like 20.8% under what our estimate
Concrete,
was.
Yep.
Well, that's,
So
that's
the-
a good.
That's a
piece
good
of
thing.
news, Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we make that
Concrete.
decision.
$9,140,231.40.
Mhm. All right. Well, we'd like to thank everybody who put the bids in for us. We
Yes.
truly appreciate it. All right, next, we have Laura here from the Chamber of Commerce talking about some upcoming events. You absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for your time. Yes, we are planning River Days, so that is the first weekend of June. Specifically, I am here tonight about June 5th. It's the Friday. We are gonna have a big music event downtown, looking to end on South Franklin Street. very similar to how F and M did the Not Quite Brothers when they had their block party last year. Honestly, I've been trying to think, I didn't look back to see what the details were that they had asked for. But I want to say that the stage was set up at the intersection there of South Franklin and Delaware. And that's what I'm looking to do, the same, very similar. And so I am asking for that to be closed through that intersection. And did they have it closed then all the way to the bridge?
Yes.
Okay, so
The
that's.
bridge was open.
The bridge was open, you just had to go towards Fairway, yes. So I am looking to do the similar. Now, as an advocate for my downtown retailers, that puts me in a difficult situation because it is very difficult when we shut down a street all day long. Now, the people that are setting up the stage that day, they do want it closed all day. It is quite the thing to put up a huge stage like that with all the lighting and everything. So they do want all day to do that. My question for you, is there a way to have the south end closed off completely, but maybe have parking only on the north end of that 100 block of South Franklin Street? Do you follow me? So for example, can the bread baskets still have their handicap parking spots in front?
Oh,
So if for people to be able to exit, then they would have to go through that alley behind F&M Bank.
So we just close it off on the other side of the alley?
Mhm.
Correct.
Could we just close it off from the north side of Delaware Street to Marion Street Bridge, which gives them the exact spot where they gotta put that entire stage? So the only business that truly is affected for parking would be,
F and M.
no, it'd
No,
be
you're
down.
Oh,
It would
further
be,
down. Riverbend.
Like so, stay
Aaron,
wild
Aaron
guess,
is gonna
stay-
string me up. What is
It's
there?
Stay Wild Guess,
Stay
yeah,
Wild
Stay Wild
Guess is
Guess.
the only person that's gonna be truly affected by that, but she's got the parking lot to the side. And a half a block for anybody to walk if
And E.
necessary.
Michael Carr and Riverbend.
Well, Riverbend, yeah, I get, well, you just take that intersection, not really truly Riverbend itself.
How far up do they need to go?
I don't know.
To the-
I would have to send them the measurements and see how much space they
Yeah.
need.
How far north do they need to go?
Correct,
Because
yeah.
it depends on how
The
deep
alley
that
you could-
stage is and what they're doing around it,
Right.
the perimeter
Can
around
they
it.
put the stage just right there in front of Staywell? I guess where the barrier would be, or Marion Street Bridge?
I guess I hadn't thought about that. I was thinking more of the intersection area.
Yeah, I think they probably need more of the intersection like they did last
Yeah,
year.
because I do know they need a little bit of space behind the stage, as well, so. But, yeah, so first of all, I am here to ask if we can close down the street that evening or that day. But if possible, if there is a way that I can still have access to parking on the street for my businesses. So,
Right.
because I do know that the cruisers are asking for the next Friday too, and that's a lot. It does, it has a huge impact on our businesses, especially, like I said, the handicap parking. So I hate doing it to them 2 weeks in a row, and as an advocate for them, I would
But even on the bread basket, they pretty much close by 4, don't they?
actually three.
3.
3?
Mhm.
So we set it up right to the south side of the alley of F&M Bank. And basically shut it off right across there. I can't believe that would be. We did it for somebody else one time and then at 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock.
Right,
Just the rest.
and I would just have to make sure I get signage out there so that people know vehicles have to be moved by this time. And that's what I was gonna say, and with mention threat and towing, if that's okay. And so then, I mean, that would be great if we could do that, if I could have your approval to do that. And also, you know, I haven't talked to Jason about it to make sure that the streets department could do that, because then in the middle of the day, they're gonna have to go down and reroute traffic then completely.
Could,
It is a Friday, so that does make it simpler for the staff, because they will most likely be here. I think it'd be good to get Jason involved in.
Absolutely.
How you wanna do it and how to block off.
Okay,
Okay, I'd be happy to do that.
as far as the council, could we shut down from, Main Street to Marion Street Bridge, the entire South Franklin Street, just okay it from the normal hours we do? And then delegate down to city staff and Laura to figure out what section of that road they need to truly block off to help. That way you're not bringing it back to the council in 3 weeks or whatever it is to say, hey, can we close this down? Like we already give you we'll give you the whole road, like, I'm guessing, I can't speak for everybody, but we'll give you the whole road and just let you guys
Work it out, work out the details.
Right, Cause I don't know that bringing it back to me personally, to ask me if we need to shut down at this part or this part is really something I am overly worried about.
Right.
You know what I mean? If everybody else is cool with that, I guess, that'd be my idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan.
Cause I mean, Jason's not here to speak.
Right.
The police chief's got some work to do, obviously, on the
Well, and
side.
that's, I'm kind of looking to you, does
Right.
that all sound okay, or am I making a nightmare?
Yeah, as long, and we can go to, as long as we give ample time for notification.
Okay, yeah,
We'll,
perfect,
we'll go call it the South Franklin Event Shut Off
okay.
and just give it to you guys and let you guys do it when you ask for it, I guess.
One thing we are asking, and I think you had actually brought to our attention last year, is that we make sure that we notify
All the businesses.
businesses on
And-
the street. that
Yes,
is
and
impacted.
actually, it was at a retail meeting when I informed them that I was doing this, and they said, is there a way that we can still keep parking
Okay.
for a good part of the day? Just because having it closed all day, it's a huge impact, especially on a Friday. Fridays are their busy days, so, yeah, no, I will definitely be in communication with them for that.
Okay.
Awesome, all
Sounds
right,
like a
well,
great event.
So I
Alright,
think we
thank
should
you.
do a motion.
Yep, can we have?
Yeah, I'd make a motion to allow the Manchester Chamber of Commerce to shut down from from Main Street to, West Marion Street Bridge on South Franklin Street for Friday, June the 5th.
I'll second that.
And you'll just work out the details.
we'll talk to Jason and Ben, yeah. All right, thank you very much for your time.
Yep.
Okay, Joe,
Yes.
Bill, Brian,
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Marianne, and Diane.
Yeah.
All right, next we have a request from the Country Cruisers Car Club to close the following streets on June 12th and August 7th of 2026 from 4 to 9 p.m. for their show and shine events in South Franklin Street from West Main Street to West Marion Street Bridge and East Delaware Street from South Franklin Street to South Madison Street. Is there somebody here from the Car Cruisers today?
There's not, they are planning just to do what they've done in the past.
Okay.
If you would like them to come to a meeting, I
No.
can have them come, but, they are just 4 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Okay,
And again, I'll make sure they're aware that they need to talk to all the businesses.
right.
I'd make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Any further comments or questions? Joe?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Marianne?
Yes.
And Diane?
Yes.
Okay, next, we have a consideration approval of resolution 19, approving a change order number 1 for the airport runway resurfacing project. Is someone here to speak to that?
Yeah, so on the table is the printout. This was attached to change order too, but I didn't think you could see it very well, so I printed it out. So the area in dark gray is what's being proposed to be added with the change order. When the bids came in on that street, on that runway, like they came in well under what was anticipated. So there was some additional work that needed to be done to the end of the runway down by the fuel pump. And then over kind of the taxiway where the tie downs are. They contacted the DOT to see if that would be eligible for the 95.5 funding. It is, I included that letter in the packets from the DOT affirming that, so. What this change order is for, it's for an additional $72,676.30. 5% of that, which is what the city would be responsible for, is $3,633.82. So it's a mill and overlay, resurfacing and then painting of lines on that. It still comes in the total project with, at our 5% of the total project, if you include this change order, is $26,728.06, and we had budgeted 32 or 34,000 for the city share of it, so it's still under that.
That, section that is past the apron, it's got this dash lines through it as we're looking at the map here. How long ago was that done?
The slashy line,
Yeah, I know we parked on that time we went out there for the meeting and it looks pretty new, but how old is it?
I don't know. Do you know, Laura?
Are you talking about the original?
No, this area here with the slashes. This is an older picture that they've got there. I could call Jason quick and ask him.
Is that over by, Woodley's?
No,
No, Woodley's is behind.
it would be more of what would be Fisher's, correct?
Fishers, okay.
Well, no,
It'd be in front of Fisher's where we parked when we went out and did our council meeting out there a year and a half ago or so.
yeah, that would be Fisher's right there, isn't it, that one?
Okay, I don't. I am not certain. It's newer.
Yeah,
And Fisher's went in, did this go in before Woodlands?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Mayor.
Yeah, but Jim's has gotta be there. Fisher's gotta be there. 12 years?
I was gonna say 10 or 12, yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's too bad. It's just a little dippy doo.
There's a dip thing. I know Woodley always talks about that when he's
Dippy-doo
trying
thing in
to
there.
In that
get out
section.
there, yeah. He
Yeah, they
talked
called
about
Jason.
when he was going through.
No, I don't know if it's that.
that's just a curiosity question, it's not an important one.
Okay, we need a motion to
Motion
To approve the change order.
make a motion to approve the change order in resolution 19.
I'll second that.
Just out of curiosity, we're just milling, overlaying what's already there, we're not expanding anything.
No.
Correct.
Just what's there
Just
right now.
milling overlay.
I just, it kind of
So
looks
it's
that
on
way based,
record.
yeah, so it's on record, we're not doing anything other than maintaining what is currently already there.
I think they said filling in some more cracks as well, mill and overlay and pavement markings to the apron directly south of the roadway. Okay, any other questions or comments? Brian, or excuse me, Bill,
Yes.
Joe? Or was it,
Diane.
oh, Diane, I thought it
Yes.
was, okay, I'm so sorry.
We're fine.
Diane,
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
And Mary
Yes,
Ann.
and Joe.
And Joe, sorry, and Joe,
Yes.
Hey, she asked you once.
there's been a lot of conversations.
Well, I couldn't do it before her, I didn't.
Okay.
No, I just wanted it on record because there's people that watch the airport activity very closely and.
Yep,
So,
nope, all good. All right, so do we need to do anything more with that then?
Nope.
All right, the next one, next item, consider approval of resolution 20, approving the general contract for services with Tree Town Consultants for the purchase of a new police canine and related training. And Chief, you want to talk to that?
Yeah. So you guys should have the invoice there. As I spoke at the, budget meeting we had last week, the final invoice is 13,000. Right now, probably has 12,000 and some odd change in the K-9 budget. They're only asking for half of that, or what a good faith is half of that right now. We have the dog already, getting him acclimated to the handler to make sure everything's copacetic there. They've allowed us to do that without any cost. It's a 3-year warranty on the dog, so genetic defects, things like that, we can get a new animal if something doesn't work out, but I don't foresee that being an issue. This is just approval 1 to that contract. The states will pay the $7,500 upfront so that we can have that certification process, which should be at the end of March. I think March and into April. Single purpose dog, tracking in narcotics. And then obviously after certifications and everything is copacetic, the dog is certified, then we retire ACE and we'll pay the remainder on July 1 out of the next fiscal year. But again, it's money that we currently have in the budget. If you can see on the notes, like I said, there's 12,000 in the K-9 fund. I know that there's supposed to be some money coming from Hero Hustle, and then we've actually had a couple people come in today asking how to donate. So
Awesome.
I don't foresee us not having the money, and then we're evaluating fundraising opportunities for the future to maintain the program through its lifespan.
Can I ask what kind of dog you got?
It's a Labrador,
A lab.
getting away from the German Shepherd, Belgian Raptors. Yeah, very good dog, very personable. Yeah, it'll be great for PR stuff, getting them into schools and stuff like that. And he was actually a PTSD dog prior before this, so I don't know if that says anything about me that he came running up to me right off the bat. But yeah, I think it'll be a good dog for us for the next, 7 to 8 years.
And the officer's tied into that 3-year or
It's the dog itself.
it's the dog itself.
Yep, so any genetic defects, if the dog loses its drive in 3 years, if for some reason the training doesn't catch on, it's already a year and a half old and already has obedience and some of that other stuff.
Right.
But as we progress through the narcotics and the tracking, if for some reason that genetic defect or that drive isn't there, we get another dog and it doesn't cost us anything.
I gotta ask the question, how much money does this cost the taxpayers?
0. Money is already there.
And it's done by donations and.
Donations and, yeah, so right now that, I have nothing to do with the previous K-9 fund of the donations, right? That money's been in there, for ACE. You know, he's the one that donated or, raised all that money, right? And again, that was for this purpose, right, to keep that program going. So we'll do the same thing, right? We'll use that money to buy the dog now, continue the fundraising as we go forward, which will again pays for the vet bills, the food, the training, the stuff as we continue down the lifespan. And again, sock away some of that money so that we can continue the program in the future.
Bruce Trapp kind of started all this, didn't he? It was Bruce West, and that was pretty much all donations too, and that all
Yeah.
started a long time ago. So it's been a great thing. The community's really supported over
Yes,
those
very much so. Very
decades.
helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Monday, is when the dog got brought back here and I actually got to accidentally run into him. I just was up here and, yeah, I think he's gonna be great. Just how friendly he was compared to like the German Shepherds that usually don't seem as friendly. This dog is, it's gonna be great. You can take him up to school and not have to worry about much about anything. Don't be my guess, just his temperament is amazing.
Right.
Let me pet him and didn't bite my hand off, so. I like to make it
We're
work.
not evaluating either. Again, just so everyone's clear, we're not evaluating by dog. Right, that's not a certification we're exploring, just so the public knows.
Right.
It is strictly going to be narcotics. and trafficking.
Narcotics.
Yep.
How long does that training all take?
300 hours is the
Okay.
initial, right?
Okay.
But again,
Experience.
there's certain state laws. So every discipline, the narcotics and the tracking, it's 8 hours per month that we have to mandate that he maintains those records, which we already do anyway.
Mhm.
And then he has to be certified every year. So we also pay for him to go back to a certification course once per
Okay.
year to maintain that certification.
Okay, thank you.
Can I ask who's the lucky officer who gets?
Certain Trumley still.
He's gonna still do it again.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the experience. It's a natural fit and he wants to do it, which is a big thing because it's,
The dog.
a dog is a commitment though, too. I
Oh,
mean,
it's like being married twice.
Yeah, yeah, so really the only other thing we're gonna talk about down the road is, again, once we're fully certified, I'd like to do something for ACE at a council meeting to
Oh,
officially retire.
absolutely, absolutely.
But he's still, in and out, we still use ACE until this dog's up and running, so.
Awesome.
And Dave did say that the two dogs do name well together.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome. All right, any other questions for Chief? With that,
I
we
would
need
make
a
a
motion.
I would make a motion for
I'll second
resolution
it.
20.
Okay. Any other further questions or comments? Diane?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
And Mary Lou?
Yes.
And you wanna just stay up here? We're gonna talk about the computer proposal here.
Well, I think at the last meeting, at our budget work session, Ben brought to our attention the tablets that we're using just aren't working because of multiple officers sharing the tablets. Tablets assigned to a car, right?
Correct.
And so you have to log in and log out, and that has been difficult.
Yeah, so originally this was planned for obviously a 26 project. Aaron came forward and said that we could find some ways to work it in now just because of the need, which I again greatly appreciate. Right now, there's actually only 5 tablets. So I don't even have a tablet. I have a laptop from the 1990s, I'm pretty sure. And so with those 5 laptops or those 5 tablets, I mean, they're shared amongst the other 9 officers, except for I guess Captain Wright. So even then 4 tablets shared with 8 officers. And what happens is those tablets don't have the memory to support all the data, right? So everything that's on their desktop is available to them when they sign into the profile on a tablet. Well, a desktop computer and tablet, obviously the memory is not copacetic there.
Right.
So the more work that they do, every time they log in, it loads those profiles. Well, what we're finding now is that data is bogging down the tablets to the point where it takes like an hour for them to boot up.
Can't do that.
So, that information needs to be available to them because there's already a handful of times where they come to work and they have a call pending, right? The idea is when they log into the tablet, they should have all the information that's available to them right off the bat, right? If they get a call, the moment they log in on the computer, they should be able to see all the notes that dispatch is adding. They should be able to see previous, any previous records of the address or with that person. I mean, ideally, that's supposed to be available to them at their fingertips. That's why we spent money to get them on these systems with the sheriff's department. So what I was looking for is something to extend the project, so the public is aware. Our office computers were hand-me-downs from the courthouse. So looking forward to 2026, I was trying to find a way to do both of those projects. What I ended up finding was replacing, so including my car, getting 6 new tablets, which have to come with new docking stations and new power stations. And then doing 8 desktop computers in the office was roughly like $110,000. Which is a huge price point. And then reaching out and talking to some other agencies. So Sector is who I'm using to outfit our new police vehicle that I'm trying to get. And they gave me a quote for 10 laptops with 10 docking stations and this docking stations in the vehicles. So the plan right now is if this is approved, those laptops will be issued to a sole officer. That way it's not bogging down the memory. And then again, once the computers in the office fail, those docking stations can be installed. Those docking stations can then be their work, they can do the same work in their office as they can in the car, right? That laptop is theirs, wherever they're at, they have access to it. They can still access all of our server data. They can literally do everything they're doing just on their own laptop. If we ever have an officer leave, that profile can be wiped and be reissued. So we're not gonna have an issue of bogging it down. It's got a 5-year warranty, which is nice. It's about the working life of a computer anyway. That's about probably the time we should be reevaluating in the future. And so that's just asking you guys. I talked to the company last week after Aaron said that we could evaluate it. They are more than fine with receiving a 1-year payment at $15,435 now to get the entire project working. That's what they had quoted me initially for a yearly cost. And then it's up to you guys. We can do one of 2 things. So we can do that $15,435 now, get the project and the installation started and stay on that plan, right? Where we pay that $15,435 every year starting July 1 going forward. Or we can pay the $15,435 now to start the project and then we can pay the rest of the remainder after July 1. So they're willing to work with us anyway. As soon as I give them the go, it's about a 5 to 6 week turnaround for the actual hardware. They are waiving all of our installation fees.
That's nice.
So we're not being charged any double numbers that you have of the actual real numbers of what it's gonna cost.
Well, I support this. I mean, hearing how your presentation last week and again recapping. When people don't have the equipment in front of them that they need, I mean, per user, you're not efficient. So there's a cost to that you can't put a number on. And I had talked to Aaron about how we could work this financially too. So I'm in favor of it. Aaron, do you want to talk to that?
So I think, we're going obviously through the budget right now, but I do think there is some cost savings in Ben's department. That there would be funding available. If not, a portion of our franchise fees are designated for public safety. And there is money in there that we could do, my preference, but it's up to the council, would be to do the 15 now and then just pay the remainder after July 1. There would be a little bit of interest if we did it over time. And we have the funding that we're able to pay the remainder after July 1 and
Be done
just
with it.
go.
Yeah, the total bill, again, I mean, it's 60, we'll just say 66. I mean, again, looking at what was needed initially, I mean, I'm still cutting 44,000
Yeah.
off the table.
True.
And again, we're not gonna install everything in the office right off the bat, but we have that equipment. When those computers start to fail, we'll be seamless, right? We junk that old tower and then we put the docking station in when we're. So, yeah, it kind of fixes, again, 2 birds with the same stone here.
Well, and I'd like you to have, speaking for myself, I'd like you to have the tools. I mean,
Exactly.
I can't ask you to go out there and write tickets and with no
And you're waiting
vehicle.
for things to
So
load.
this is just like.
Everything's digital now for us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Every
So
ticket, every complaint, every call for service. I mean, we've transgressed, I guess, as a society and law enforcement where everything we do is digital.
Is all, yeah.
It's all on the computer.
And time is safety.
Yeah.
Right, and so, yeah, to be sharing and having these issues of loading information.
And you have
We need to
modems
run
that work well and the hotspots work well.
Yeah, I mean, with the last upgrade that you guys did before I even got here, with the previous chief, I mean, all that is still the top standard, right? So this is just the equipment to dock those computers. There's no extra cost because we're not replacing printers right now. We're not replacing modems. This is just the docking station and the power sourcing to put them in the cars and the office.
And just for the public's knowledge, we're actually doing this, we're gonna be saving about 40 grand.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause again, before, when we started doing the capital improvement plan, without really evaluating the stuff, again, it was $100,000.
100K, yeah.
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 Cause like I said, our desktops, in the offices, they're hand-me-downs, we've been doing that for years, which is fine. But again, with the new upgrades to Windows 11 and then all the programs that are, we started like Sergeant Tumbley, his computer was, I think, 3 years old from when he got it over there, and it crashed and he was out. We had to order a new one. And then with Josh's stuff, there's a few, like Josh and then command staff, I'd probably like them to keep towers just because of all the stuff that we deal with. But, it'd be nice for the officers to be able, again, if they go to training, they have a laptop.
Right.
I don't have to
Exactly.
rent out
Good
the
point.
department laptop or buy a new laptop or any of that other stuff. Whatever work they're doing, they've got it at all times.
So we're looking at 10, right? 10.
10, yep.
And we could set this up into the quartermaster potentially,
I don't know if we'd set that up into the quartermaster.
just, on the aspect of, you got, when you're issuing uniforms and stuff like that to the officers.
Yeah,
that we
it would
started,
be,
this
it would be,
part
we
of
would
their-
change our policy just where the laptop would be required equipment or issued equipment, right? And they're responsible for it. And
Sensitive
again,
item type thing in the military. thing.
I like the hardware warranty. You know what I mean? If they're walking about or it gets knocked off or dropped or ran over or whatever the case may be,
That's
we have
awesome.
tons of different programs that are covered by the state, but that hardware warranty is huge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thank you for really explaining the
Yeah.
issue.
Do I hear a motion from anybody then?
I'd like to make a motion to approve with moving forward, buying the replacement, computers, paying 15 and change now, paying the remainder in the next fiscal year.
I'll second that.
Any other discussion or questions? Joe?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Mary Ann?
Yes.
And Diane?
Yeah.
Thank you, Chief.
Thanks, guys.
I'll go catch some more bad guys.
Working on it.
Okay. Next, engineering updates, there's nothing else.
Chickens.
Oh, chickens, yes, I was trying to get past the chickens. So, we have discussion about some chickens running at large in the city. I know we had one down Main Street, what was it, several months ago?
Yeah.
I know
One of
I've
those
seen them running amok, down by South, Fifth and Fourth, kind of over by where you go over by, Exide or Press Lights, right, and whatever you call it anymore, and Henderson's and that way. I've seen them running amok there.
Tim was gonna go
Yeah.
talk to somebody, do you know anything?
I'm not sure that he's talked with that individual yet. There's another individual that has a chicken permit in that area, so he wasn't sure
Who's it was?
whose they were. I mean, we have a pretty good idea, but he wasn't certain. So we were just kind of talking through ways to handle it in the office. By all means, Tim can go and talk with this person, but I wonder if it wouldn't be better, all of the chicken permits have been approved by the council. If I just put together a list of all of those and have a letter go out that says, you're granted a chicken permit, you must keep your chickens contained,
Or you can lose your.
or you will be subject to a municipal infraction or
And lose the
Or
right.
and there's
potentially
the right
lose
to have chickens.
chickens.
I don't know if that, something like that appeals to the council, and then we're just notifying everybody.
Yeah.
I think that's a good route to go,
Right.
and then if
I
it
think it's
doesn't
fair.
stick.
My main idea about bringing it to the council for discussion is the fact that it's been noted that somebody on that area has chickens that are running around, and I don't want them to run it for everybody.
Well, we
Right.
have already ones coming from someplace else because Tim Himes had to catch one down on Main Street. And it was funny to watch. But,
They used to do that back in the 70s for boxers, so they get in shape, wasn't it?
yeah, but anyway, but no, I mean, we gave them the right to have them and they were supposed to keep them contained and they're supposed to do that, but if they can't do that, then.
Right.
So you want something that says do that, Aaron, or can we just say, yeah, Aaron, that's a great idea, do that?
I think a motion would be great to.
Okay, I would
just
like to
send a
make a
letter.
motion then,
Uh-huh.
that we are going to send, the royal we are going to send letters to everyone who has a permit to have chickens in the town of Manchester stating that they need to keep them contained or they will be given an
A notice,
a notice and will lose the right to have chickens.
potential.
Now, you also said something about an infraction.
I think we can cite them with a municipal infraction for them running out large.
With a municipal infraction for the running out of large. Okay, I want that in there too. So, okay, thanks.
Then we can look at that letter like next council meeting or.
Sure. I can draft of that ready.
Mhm.
I think one of the things that this letter would help also is that there might be one or two out there that we don't know that might have chickens that
Mhm.
That's a good
haven't
point,
brought it
Bill.
to us our attention that,
Well, I also thought it might be useful to put something on Facebook
Yes.
that
That's a
said,
good-
you know, did you know chickens are only allowed by, permit from the city council?
Mhm.
No, that's a good,
And even
Etc.,
if you,
etc.
if you don't have a permit and you're just keeping them, harboring chickens.
Yeah.
Harboring chickens.
maybe Bessie enough county.
No, I'm not. We raised them on the farm. I don't want a chicken ever again.
I would second that motion, if that's what you need.
Yep. Any other questions or comments? All right, Mary Ann?
Yes.
Diane?
Yeah.
Brian?
yes.
Bill?
Yes.
And Jeff?
Yes.
All right, Sam, do you have anything else you'd like to add tonight?
Windstream, so last week Monday, Perry mentioned there's a new crew in town and, was actually drove through there. Today, this morning, well, this afternoon, there's still aerial up and Perry thought, I touched base with him too. He hasn't heard anything new, but any updates, but he thinks the underground crew is done. So I don't know, it's just a matter of splicing and getting aerial removed, but we did contact them, I think it was a couple of weeks ago. I think I copied Aaron and Perry on that email that, we let Windstream know that we would recommend next step, if they don't have things completed by February 23rd, we would get something, recommend council draft resolution that work's not complete. Any final financial implications that prevent the contract from starting would be assessed to them. I think we did something similar on Highway 13.
Yeah.
It will be a wrong council then, because it's just, they weren't progressing and that usually seems like it's a kick in the butt to get them going. So they know about it since last March. Everybody else is done. Windstream's the only one. They've been getting work done. It's just got to get their aerial removed so Alliant can come in and remove poles. Alliant is tentatively scheduled for the week of February 23rd to come in and pull poles. Just have to wait for Windstream to get their overhead off. So we'll kind of follow up on that. We'll see how things go. We'll check with Windstream, try to get another update from them, make sure they can get stuff done here by the end of this week, or if we need a, draft resolution to put in front of you folks.
Can we plan on our next council meeting? Not next one's budget, the one after that we're gonna work on this resolution that he's bringing up to vote on that meeting to get it in effect, to get this ball rolling a little quicker so we can get them guys out of the way?
Yeah, so we have a draft that we would use and we could just prepare that, send over to Aaron. Probably, like say, we could maybe have it on either the
We have 20.
either the February 23rd or March 9th. Because I'm guessing contracts won't get turned around fully until the 9th. Usually that takes a week or two turnaround. So I don't know that we'll have contracts signed for the Anderson Street project that they'll be able to start in March. So I'm guessing March 9th council meeting. That week of March 9th is probably the soonest they'll act, but try to get an answer from them this week. And depending on what's done, maybe we'll have that resolution ready for the 23rd.
That's what I'm kind of thinking, like if they know we're coming, like, hey, we're tired of waiting type thing, wake up and get moving here, maybe we won't have to have the resolution, maybe they'll understand that we're
Right.
not playing games.
Yeah, and like I said, that's what,
If that's a possibility.
yeah, and that's what basically we put in the email is that was the next step is on the 23rd. This is what, this is what we're gonna do, but I'll follow up with them and make sure that we at least update the council and the council's on board and saying, yep, that's the next step of action that will be taken. And then, phase 2, 2027 Anderson Street improvements talked last Monday, but we'll get proposal and agreement for council review next meeting on the 23rd for that one. So that's all I have unless there's any questions.
Thanks very
Thank
much.
you.
Jason, how are you?
Good. So the only thing, this, update for council is the Grand Avenue Trail. That is on a March 17th DOT letting. DOT Contracts has set a late start date of July 20th.
Okay.
So that is the Monday after fair, and they're giving them 20 working days to get the project complete. So if that's no rain days, that means it should be done by middle of August. So that should slate us between fair and before school starts. So it could, depending on if we get some weather days, rain days, it could bleed a little bit, but it'll definitely be done before fire convention is, and there won't be any disruption potentially for fair activities or anything like that beforehand. So unless there's any questions about anything else, that's all I have for tonight.
Everything's still moving on track for possibly the South Fifth Street,
Todd Summers and Enterprise are still working on that. My understanding is Todd's intention is still to commence some construction down there this spring. So we're still working on finalizing his site plan for that over there, but we've been down there trying to finalize the inside topo and everything to make sure the earthwork numbers and everything are good, so. But yes, his intention is that there will be construction down there this year. Cool.
Okay, thanks, Jason.
Thanks, Jason.
All right. Doug's not with us. We'll run into Aaron.
I only have two quick things. League legislative day is March 4th. Let me know if you'd like to attend and I will get you registered. And then just a reminder that we have a budget work session next Monday at 5 p.m. and that'll be with the Public Works guys.
Okay. Do you have anything, Laura? Okay. Brian?
Nope.
Diane?
No.
Marion?
Last Tuesday, I went to Edgewood and attended the High Demand Skilled Trades Day. It was basically put on by NICC and DSED was part of it, and that's why I was there, was because of DSED. But basically what it was hands-on learning for high school students. It was all of the students that are in this area, so there were like 13 different schools that attended. We had 100 kids there, junior, seniors, for the most part. It was an amazing day. It was so much fun to watch these kids get excited about some of these trades. They were allowed to do things with Alliant, with Black Hills, with different companies that they could, like Henderson and so on. But they were really engaged. You could tell that they were really interested. I talked to a lot of them as they went through the lunch line, and I said to them, did you find some things that you're interested in? And they said, I never thought of that. Both of our engineering firms were represented, and I stood and watched them for a while to see what they were training with the kids. But every place that the kids went, they were allowed to do something. It was a hands-on. The kids were amazing. I was working the lunch line, like I said, there were 100 and some kids that went through that line. Out of those 100, and I'm gonna say 10 kids, 105 of them probably said thank you to me. They were so good, so well behaved, and I don't think people realize what great kids we have. But it was really a fun day. I would do it again in a heartbeat, and if they ever ask any of you to help with it, please say yes, because it's an amazing day with those kids.
Did they have KCRG there redoing that? Because I think I saw Seth
Yes.
Harms talk to.
Yep,
Yeah.
Steph was there and he spoke, and several of kids spoke. Yeah, it was a great day though, so I encourage any of you that could ever go to it to do it.
Donna doesn't get enough credit for all of the career fairs and everything that she really tries to get our kids seeing what is right here in Manchester, so they don't have to leave. And she does a wonderful job and puts her heart and soul into that. So we're lucky she's here to represent us. That's Donna Boss, in case anyone doesn't know what her name is. So, Joe. Thank you, Mary.
I just wanted to take this time to thank the Manchester Police Department for their hard work recently, and well, not just recently, but you guys are on one heck of a streak right now with cleaning up the sex offenders in the area. And I, as a father of 6 children, and understanding that my oldest boy is 15, and he's kind of in that demographic of what these predators are going after, I appreciate it more than I could ever explain. So make sure Josh and the rest of the guys know that.
Actually, can I address the council?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so,
Absolutely.
yeah, we're getting really good at this. So I appreciate that. What I would ask the council is, first off, thank you. Understand that things like the computer stuff and the K-9 stuff, you know, this stuff goes recognized by the officers. They may not see it initially, right? They may not be in here addressing you like I do, but those little things that are allotted, you know, when I come here and they tell me they need something and then I come to you, you know, that reverberates down. There's a different energy in the police department. You guys should have their phone numbers, at least have their emails. This is not me, right? It has become, the guys are getting so good at their job right now that it's becoming autonomous. Where, you know, the last couple that we had this weekend, I just got a text message saying, got 2 more, right? They literally handled everything without bothering any of the command staff. So, you know, make sure that they realize that you guys have recognized that. I tell them, don't move the face, but it does mean a lot coming from the leaders of the city that what they're doing does not go unrecognized, right? So at a minimum, shoot them an email, let them know they're doing God's work here. Because again, at this point now, I'm completely out of the game of it. They don't even let me have any fun anymore. So they're doing it on their own and they're doing good work and they're putting together great cases. And the side of that too with this, that I think a lot of people don't recognize is, man, I've seen some of these messages and some of these things that, you know, Josh is dealing with and the guys are helping him with on these cases. It's a mental thing, man. They gotta, you know, that little bit of thank you, it goes a long way for the mental health part. It's not fun to see what they're seeing. So, you know, it's fun in the evening and in the moment to do a takedown, stuff like that, gets your adrenaline pumping, but the back end of it, that's where we need the support. So,
Absolutely.
okay, that's it.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we need to listen to each other?
No.
Okay, Brian, Bill. I'm still on jet lag. I am still on jet lag. I'm still on vacation. You don't have anything? And congratulations on the new agreement.
Thank you. Thank you. No, I don't.
Okay. I don't have anything else to add tonight, except thank you, Mary Ann, for covering for me last week.
Yep.
And, with that, thank everybody for coming tonight. I need a motion for us to go into closed session.
I make a motion to go to closed session.
Yes.
According to section 21.5, 1I of the Code of Iowa, to evaluate the professional competency of an individual whose employment, hiring, or performance with this charge is being considered.
I make a motion.
Joe? Say aye.
Yes. Yes.
Bill?
Aye.
Yes,
Yes.
Okay,
you got it.
we are in closed session. Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
It's 6:54 and we are out of closed session. Do I just go ahead with a motion to adjourn? Brian
I'll make a motion.
and Diane?
Yes.
And we are adjourned. Have a good evening, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Good discussion, guys.
No, it wasn't. There was